Alright, so this first defense we're going to look at is basically at the very end range of our motion where the knee bar is fully extended. We're unable to mobilize our hips and we're in a lot of trouble. We're going to turn our knee up to the sky. This is a great answer all the time. I do it at many different stages, but it's basically the only option we have when we're at the very end here. Now, caveat that I'll just say is that obviously we're at the fully extended knee bar, and so it's really important that you pay attention to what's going on because you're going to have to tap at any given moment here, and understand that you're going to have potentially, like the later you defend this, you're going to have limited results of success with this because you're not meant to escape a fully extended knee bar once you're there. It's like trying to train armbar defense when the arm is already fully locked out. There's a few options, but especially against someone who's a really strong leg locker, we're pretty screwed at this point. So, attacking on the strong side, Kevin's got the knee bar here. As he starts to create that twist, I'm basically right here at this point, I'm in deep shit. I can't mobilize my hips, I can't move my knee, I have to immediately start denying lever control here. That's the last mechanic that he's needing and using to establish the rotation and the extension of this submission. Depending on the length of you and your opponent and your flexibility, you might be able to reach up and push here. Because my legs are so bloody long and I actually don't have very flexible hamstrings, I can never reach up like this. I don't like it particularly because you're trying to use your arm framing against your opponent's both arms connected in a closed circuit. They're quite strong. Your leg runs parallel to your other leg, and so this leg should always be in the battle. I am looking at freeing the control so I can point my toes up to the sky. In order to get my toes out past his head, I need to be able to free that heel. And so what I'm looking at doing is bringing this leg inside so that I can push and free the heel so that I can extract my heel out just a bit so I can slide around. Because what I need to do, if we turn here, even if he just keeps a bite on my calf here and keeps his toes really close to my head, or my toes really close to his head, if I try and move my foot out here, see how I can never get past his head here? I can't move the heel. What I need to do is just free this enough that I'm going to be able to curl my leg in just slightly. If I can move my foot over just even an inch, that's going to give me so much more range of motion that I can actually get my foot in front of his face, try and put my toes in his mouth, and get weird. So as soon as I can get my toes pointed up, my knee automatically will start to turn up. So as I go here, I'm going to point my knee up to the sky, I'm going to create a slight bend in my leg. Just because we can rotate our knee just slightly off of the complete opposite facing direction into our opponent's hips, if my leg is fully locked out still and I'm at a slight angle here, there's still a risk of a knee bar, but it's actually going to be transferring sideways into my knee. And those actually are more scary to myself because those will create a ton of strain and it will be taking your knee in a complete direction that's not built to go at all. So as soon as I create a slight bend in my leg, now I'm completely safe here. If there's heel hooks, we're moving straight into basically heel hook and 411 defense. If it's IBJJF rules, there's nothing that he can really do from here. Toe holds aren't really a threat either. He doesn't have the space for it. As soon as I've turned myself up like this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look to extract my knee line because my knees are here past his leg. I prefer at this point to drop back down to my shoulder to create a little more space between my legs and his. I can frame just here at his butt and at his thigh, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my leg on top and I'm going to put it into the crook of his knee here. Instead of pushing at like the hips, which absolutely can work, I have to turn a bit more and I'm just kind of pushing into a solid frame of his spine and his weight behind it, where here is going to be the lever access that allows me to potentially, like even here my knee becomes clear. I haven't even moved. But here, depending on how rigid he is, he's going to be holding on to this position very strong. It's going to create a platform where now instead of him moving very much, I'm able to extract my knee. Once my knee is out, just to this point, I am no longer at risk from any of the leg locks. So, one more time. Here, there's a slight bend in my leg still. I'm bringing my leg in and I'm turning my knee up. My foot can stay in this battle if I want to, but just understand that if he ends up wrapping around both my legs, my ability to base now and bring this leg back to extract my knee line can be much more difficult, so I'm going to have to hand fight to free this leg so that then I can fall back. This time I'm choosing to turn a lot more this direction just to keep myself extra safe. The further I can point my knee in the opposite direction that he wants, the better. Here, pushing on his leg, extracting the knee, and then obviously it's just going to be a race to base to see who gets on top. So deny the lever control, so that you can start to rotate your knee freely, so that you're going to be able to rotate your knee up to the sky. This is going to give us the ability to perform technical stand-ups to base, and it's going to give us the ability to take away the direction that he needs to be able to finish that knee bar. So I do that at all stages, even when somebody's just first starting to get here, like he separates my leg and starts to, if I just do this, I'm fine. Once again, heel hooks are going to be, regardless of how we turn to get out of a knee bar, we're always going to be going up against a heel hook. But by me turning like this, it's going to give me the ability now to have a lot more range of motion and be able to start mobilizing my hips and getting to better base. So hope you guys find some success with that defense.